Hi, I'm Darnell with Oven Recipes, and this is my review of the Cuisinart 4.5-quart air fryer. So let's go ahead and get it unboxed. Alright, so this is Cuisinart's version of basket air fryer with a window. And so let's see what it came with. It's got a air fryer rack here, crisper tray, whatever you want to call it there. Also has a manual. The manual has a recipe book in the back, and it's 11 pages of recipes, no pictures, but there's like 2 recipes on most of the pages. They've got it in English and Spanish. So let me show you the power cord. It's a pretty nice length cord, 2-prong polarized cord, and the cooker is 1600 watts, so that's close to the max. So you probably don't want anything else on the same circuit with this cooker, or good chance you might blow the circuit. And this cooker has 4 functions. One of them is air fry, of course, and the air fry function has 4 presets, and I'll show you how to use those in a bit. The temperature ranges are up to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. The time is up to 60 minutes. And they mentioned that you should not use this cooker on a heat sensitive surface. So, you know, this is not something that they're trying to portray as a cooker that's portable or put it wherever you want type of thing of that sort. The dimensions of the cooker are 15.23 inches in length by 10.7 inches in width by 10.47 inches in height. And it's a 4.5 quart cooker, as I mentioned earlier. And they say that it has an 8 by 8 inch cooking surface area for your food. And they say that you should leave 2 to 4 inches around the cooker. Obviously you don't want to put anything on top of it because it's got basically the air flows in through here, so you can't cover that up or anything. And it's got air that shoots up out the back, so you don't want anything near it overhead. And they say that it weighs 11.6 pounds. So let me show you around the cooker. You see the front there. Over on the side, not much on the side, not much there on that side. On top, as I mentioned, there's the air intake vents there. On the back is where your air shoots out. You also have some nice cord management there on the back. Nice big cord management there. Underneath, you see under there. So that's a look around things. And I do want to mention, if this review gets to a point that's not to your liking, there is a timestamps feature and the chapters feature to advance to the point of your liking. Also here on the channel, there are over 900 videos covering over 90, nearly 100 different types of cookers now. So there's plenty here for you to enjoy. So things will be all lit up once plugged in a moment. But you see the different functions here. You got air fry, roast, bake, keep warm. And down here are the presets for air fry, French fry, wings, frozen, snacks, and vegetables. And you've got your start, stop, toss reminder, up, down for your time and temp. And going inside, you see the basket, and you can put the crisper rack in. It's got these little kind of silicone feet. You leave those on, or you're going to be scratching metal on metal. They are heat resistant little silicone feet. Going inside, we see here basically the big air fry, well, the big heating coil up top there, and you see a big fan to blow air down. Looks like also a light over here on the upper corner, your upper left there. It looks like a light there. And yeah, that's all that I see in there. So that's your, oh, there's an ambient probe in the back there. In the back on the right, there's an ambient probe. So you got your ambient probe and your light there. The interior here is plastic. This is not metal. So that's interesting that they chose to use plastic instead of metal, because typically plastic doesn't hold heat as well as metal. But that's interesting, and that's your look inside. Alright, so now that I got things all cleaned off, I did want to mention, just like any basket air fryer with a window, you see some water condensation after you clean things. And this is not something to worry about. Before there were basket air fryers with windows, they all have the same type of a double door type of design. And you were getting water trapped in the ones without a window too. you just didn't see it. But now you can see it, and some people get worried. Don't get worried. It's okay. It's the way it is. It'll dry out in time. And don't get troubled about mildew and all that whatnot. It'll be fine. If you want to accelerate the drying, you can run it for a little while to get things hot so that it'll dry out faster if it really bothers you that much. But I'm going to do some independent measurements now. So going side to side here, I'm getting almost 11 inches side to side. I'm going to go front to back from the end of the cord management to the end of the handle. And I'm seeing a little over 13 inches. Yeah, a little over 13 inches that way. For height, I'm getting, over 10 inches. Not quite 10 and a half, but over 10. So going inside here, you see the basket. We got 8.5 that way. We got almost 8.5 that way. We're talking depth. We're talking about almost 8.5. We go diagonal. We get 10.5 that way. Alright, so now we have the Cuisinart next to the Philips 2000 series 4.4 quart air fryer. There's a full review of it here on the channel, but it's just 0.1 quart less than the Cuisinart here. And we see that for height, the Philips is a little taller. In general size, the Cuisinart looks a bit wider. And so I guess we'll just go inside and open them up. And you do see with the Philips you have a full metal interior versus here you don't. And we see with the baskets, we see that the Philips basket is taller. Let me just show you. I've got the Philips basket on this side here. The Philips basket is taller, but the Cuisinart basket is wider. So I get more cooking space for making a flat layer of food in the Cuisinart than I do with the Philips. I mean, the Philips, that 0.1 quart is nothing. Basically, the main difference is in height. And it's all about, well, do you want a taller basket and then you've got to stack stuff on top of one another and have to move it around more? Or do you want a flatter basket where you can make an even layer easier? So that's the difference, main difference between the two. And the Philips has a whole lot of different functions and features that I cover in its initial review video here on the channel. Now we have the Cuisinart next to the Ninja 4-in-1 Air Fryer Pro. It's a 5-quart air fryer. A full review of it is also here on the channel. And so we see the Ninja is just a slight bit taller. As far as their width, their width seems to take up about an equal amount of space for both of them. So, opening up, we see the Ninja does have metal interior. And for the baskets, I think and I have been using the Ninja here, so it's a little dirty inside. And we see the baskets are about the same size almost. I mean, the Ninja's basket might be just a little tiny bit bigger. Yeah, I can get the Cuisinart basket in there. So the Ninja basket's a little bigger, but put them around here. This is the Ninja's basket, and they're about equal height. They're about equal height, but the Ninja basket's a little bigger. There's no window on this one, but you do see the holes for the double door, and that's, water gets down in here in this door. You just can't see it because there's no window, versus with the Cuisinart and other window basket air fryers, you're going to see water that gets between their kind of double door there. Alright, so now we're going to plug things in and see what happens. So just plugging it in, just get a few lights presented at the top there just to let you know that it's ready for action. And we've got the different functions here. So I'm just going to try and run through the functions and tell you all about things. So you click on air fry, you see that lights up and it defaults to 400 degrees 10 minutes. And it's also got a vegetable setting. So basically air fry has 4 presets. So this is the vegetables that it defaults to. It's also got the frozen snacks, which does 400, and it does it for 10 minutes too. So maybe the fan's a little different or something. Then we have wings, and that's 400 for 25 minutes, so just a different time. And then French fries is 400 for 18 minutes. So frozen snacks 10 minutes, and vegetables, oh, vegetables is 375. So yeah, so that's the difference. 375 for the vegetables for 10 minutes versus 400. And there's this toss reminder, like even if you're on fries, this toss reminder's lit up. And so what happens, halfway through the cook, you get beeps to let you know to toss the food around. And so you could toggle that off if you don't want the toss reminder. Toss reminder is only a default on the air fry setting. And so I just want to check how low the temperature goes here. So it goes down to 200 degrees Fahrenheit. And so that's how you can get, lower temperature cooks if you want to do a really low temp air fry. I did not see a means in the manual to change between Fahrenheit and Celsius for anyone who's wondering. But looking at roast, I just want to see if roast is any different for the low. Yeah, so it's also 200. For time, I want to see how high time goes if it's just 60 minutes even for a roast. If I were cooking a roast, sometimes you might want to cook something longer than an hour on a roast. But no, it's 60 minutes. So basically you get 1 to 60 minutes. Going over the bake, you have, let's see, just to check with bake, well, to see how low bake goes. Seems like it's not necessarily always recognizing the touch of my finger. Yeah, these touch screens don't always work as well as you want them to. Yeah, and for time, just to confirm, it goes to an hour also. Yeah, I'm not getting good finger recognition when I'm pressing some of these buttons. Yeah, so all of them are 60 minutes, 200 to 400 degrees. So the ranges for everything, 1 minute to 60 minutes, 200 degrees to 400 degrees. And then there's the keep warm function. I'll have to tell you about that in a moment. But it goes to, yeah, it starts at 60, goes up to 60. But keep warm starts at 140. So yeah, so the lowest temp is 140. And you can go up to 400. We'll see how hot keep warm goes. Yeah, so keep warm goes 140 to 300. So that's the one that has a different range out of all of them. But it's interesting how this air fryer functions. After a cook is done, if you don't come and get your food, it will kick over into keep warm automatically. And it'll run keep warm for 60 minutes. If you come and you press anything or open the door or anything, then it won't kick over into the keep warm mode automatically. Keep warm is its own separate function, so you can turn it on yourself manually if you wanted to do a keep warm. Also, bake, I need to mention, has a preheat. So when you start on bake, it's going to do a preheat to get up to temp, and then once it gets up to temp, you're supposed to put your food in. Now, as far as the light button, they say that when you're using the air fryer, the light stays on for 20 seconds after you toggle the light on. So you only get 20 seconds of light. There's the start-stop button to start and stop cooks. They say if you open the door, it's supposed to auto-pause automatically when you open the door. So now I'm going to do a temperature test. I've got an oven thermometer here in the center of it, and I'm going to just close on up. And I'm going to do air fry, and we're going to take the time up to 30 minutes. Count down from 30. Alright, and I guess I'll use the, I wonder if I change the French fries, will it change my, yeah, it changes the default. I just feel comfortable seeing fries for my temperature tests instead of vegetables for my temperature tests. Turn the toss reminder off. I'm going to go ahead and hit start. Now I'm doing a sound decibel check. We see that it reads in the upper 40s. That's pretty good for a basket air fryer. That is, for a basket air fryer, that's pretty good. It's not very loud. Now I just want to do some feeling around here. So on top it feels just fine on top. That side's pretty warm. It's not like burn your hand hot, but it's pretty warm over there. Same for this side, front glass. I mean, I can at least, you know, put my hand on it. Sometimes some of this glass you can't even touch. I mean, it's got some heat to it, but I can touch it for a moment. It's about as warm as the side on the front. Handles, you know, cool touch handle. Back here, you know, I've got hot air blowing out the back. And there's some warm areas back there. Feeling here on the counter, well, the back of the counter is pretty warm. Yeah, the back of this table is pretty warm. Definitely do not use this on a heat-sensitive surface, as they mentioned. Over here is fine, but back here in the back on the table, I mean, the hot air shooting up that's coming out, that's shooting out of the big exhaust in the back. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty warm. Let's see over here. Yeah, it's pretty warm on both sides in the back, like right here, even here. Yeah, that is surprising. It does make the surface pretty warm. Okay, so now I'm looking at things with a thermal imaging camera, and we see that the hottest area on the front is right there on the glass, but still, even though it's the hottest area, it's only in the 170 range, which for glass is not too bad. I mean, I've seen glass go well over 300, but this one, just 170, is not bad. But other cookers I've seen the glass go over 300, is what I'm saying. Over here on the side, we see some warm spot down there. So yeah, it's all pretty warm. Max is 180 something. A little warmer over here than even on the front window. Let's go over the top. Over the top's not bad, not too bad. Got some areas around the edges that are warm though. Going around the back, let's see if I can get a look in the back. Yeah, I mean, you got the hot exhaust there, so that's coming out the back. Going to go around to the other side, see what I can see there. Alright, on the other side, same type of deal, a lot of warmth right down there. So that's your thermal view of things. Alright, so now I'm going to test if opening the door will auto pause things, and we'll check the temperature as well. It's been running for like 14 minutes, so it should be very hot. So it does auto pause, and we see the temperature is just over 400 degrees. It's probably around the 425-ish range. So it does get to its temp and just a little more. And we see that the auto pause door does, you know, automatically unpause and continue to cook. Now I'm going to test making changes on the fly. So let's see if I adjust the temperature down to 390. Will it take that? And it seems like it did. So this, yeah, it took it. So now I'm going to adjust the time. So we are able to adjust the time and the temperature on the fly, which is pretty good. Now if we hit stop, we'll see if it, because sometimes they say stops is stop, and sometimes it's actually a pause with some cookers I've discovered. So I'm just going to hit stop and see what happens. So yeah, so stop. Sorry about, I don't have a way to stop that beeping, but yeah, stop stops the cook, and as you heard, it gives some very loud beeping when we stop. So now I want to go back to air fry. Let's see if it remembers anything. It's 400. Well, it defaults back to vegetables. So it like just goes back to the function that it had. And so, yeah, so for, yeah, it doesn't, it does not remember the, well, yeah, it doesn't remember the time or the temp that was set earlier. So the cooker has no memory at all. So now I'm going to do a toast test. I've got a slice of my whole wheat light sourdough bread here with some butter on it. It's all room temperature. I have a video of how to make the bread here on the channel. And the cooker is very well cooled down, so everything's basically room temp. And so got that slice in there, closing up, hitting the air fry. Gonna leave it at 400 for time. I'm gonna bring it to 6 minutes cooking time and hit start. This is more resilient than your store-bought bread. Store-bought stuff would probably get burnt up in 6 minutes, but we'll see how this does. Alright, time is up, and you notice it doesn't count seconds, it just goes straight to done. But here's our finished bread. Let me get that on out of there. So you can see that it got well cooked on that side there. On the back, I know I'd have to flip it to get a full cook on the other side, but you see the soak through. So you're able to do some nice buttered toast in the air fryer. Alright, so I've got some of my almond flour chocolate chip cookie dough here. I'll flash the recipe on the screen. And what I've done, I've put 9 cookies on parchment paper because I'm going to let it basically do its warm up, and then I'm going to try and shift it over into the basket, Lord willing, without making a mess. So I'm going to go ahead and hit bake. I'm going to leave it at the 325. I probably won't need 30 minutes. I'll bring that down to, let's say 20. Well, maybe I'll need 25. I'll leave it at 25, and I probably won't even need that, but we'll see how it goes. I'm going to hit start. Now this is the preheat symbol here, this little thing circling. So it's doing its preheat thing, and once it's done preheating, we'll get the cookies on in. Alright, the preheat is done, so opening up, I'm going to try and drop these in without making a mess, as I mentioned. Yeah, went in pretty decent. Let's get it. Try and shift things upward a little bit. Alright. Yeah, that's good. Alright. Let things go ahead and cook and see how it does. I might just hit the light every now and then, but I guess I can't see anyway because parchment paper is in the way. So I'm going to let them go for maybe 15 and then check, open up and check. Alright, things have been going for 15 minutes. You hear how quiet it is on bake? Super quiet. I don't know a way to skip the preheat though on bake, but I'm going to take a look now. We see things are cooking pretty well. They may still probably need another, I'm going to give them another 5 minutes, and then I think I'm going to pull them. Alright, we've been going for 20 minutes now. Having a look. Look at that. Look at that. They're done. I can feel they're done. No mushiness at all. And they look nice on the top. That is very good. Especially for a basket air fryer. So they did well for the bake test. Alright, so now I'm going to do an air fry test. I've got a frozen salmon fillet here with some extra light olive oil, not to be confused with regular or extra virgin olive oil. Also have some lemon pepper seasoning and organic no salt seasoning on it. Cooker's still pretty warm inside, but we're going to go with it. And I'm just going to put the salmon there on the crisper tray there. And going to hit the air fry. I'm going to bring the temp down to 375. And the time, it's probably not even going to need 15. It's not a very big cut, but I'm going to start at 15, maybe check it after 12. So hitting start, we'll check it in a little bit. Alright, 12 minutes have passed. I'm going to go in there and check the temperature. It's like 125, 124. It's almost done. So we'll give it that last few minutes and see what we get. Alright, our time is up. Let's see what we got in here. Yeah, we're done. So we're good. You can see the finished product. I'll get it out on the plate here and give you a better look at it. So here we go. That's our finished fish. So let's talk about cleaning the cooker. Basically, you want to unplug it, let it cool down before you start cleaning. The air fry basket and the crisper plate are both dishwasher safe. Use a warm soapy dishcloth to clean things off, a wet one to wipe it down, and then just dry things off. And don't use anything abrasive. So let's talk about the warranty. It comes with a 3-year warranty. That's right, 3-year limited warranty from Cuisinart. And it even is better than that. It's a no cost to you 3-year warranty. If they want to repair or replace it based on your issue, they will send you a label. So all you got to do is pack it up, ship it to them. No cost at all to you for the repair or replacement. So that's a pretty sweet deal from Cuisinart on this one. Especially in this time, that's a hard deal to find as far as warranty type from the manufacturer. I mean, usually you got to pay some extra money for some type of special warranty coverage like that. It's very good. And so the cooker did a good job on everything, and you know, it comes out maybe in the 425-ish range for a 400-degree cook, which is pretty good. It's a little over, and that's all right. And it's better than being under. And you know, there's some who go hotter, some who go lower. This one, as far as sound, it's not as loud as some others. So it does some pretty good work. And so I hope that you did like it all. And you can always check out my blog, superwaveovenrecipes.com. Again, that's superwaveovenrecipes.com. Nothing in this video or any of my videos is sponsored, nothing given to me, none of that type of stuff. I prefer to keep my distance from the manufacturers of these products. And so, also in the video description, there are ways to help the channel, such as my cookbook, merch, membership, donations, link to the Amazon shop where you pay the same price, help the channel. And so, with all that said, if you did like the video, then please do give it a thumbs up, share the video with a friend, leave your comments, subscribe, hit that notification icon, and good eating.